Get back to Marble Lights in the box. Got them right here. Get it?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Lock that door. She left the light on and the fan on in this bathroom. I just turn that off and lock the door. Laundry day, huh?
Huh?
Laundry today?
Laundry every day around.
No kidding, huh?
That's this.
Okay.
I gotta get a red seal wintergreen fine cut.
Red seal wintergreen pine.
Fine cut.
This one?
Yes, ma'am. And I'm getting one more drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Total is $21.19. That's a debit. There you go. You want a bag?
Go ahead, yes, please.
Okay.
Take it with the price tag.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Just a cup of ice, and I'll need 2 5-finger sports shorts in a box.
Okay. Get back to me. I'll start from the box.
Yes, ma'am.
Debit, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There it is. $11.89 is the total. That's your receipt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too. Take care. But you see what Caroline did, and I've videotaped and audiotaped. I've audiotaped just about every second that I've been here since I started working here, from the day that I applied for the job to this minute. And I've audiotaped most every other thing. I've videotaped a lot too. That is a snitch, what just happened with Caroline, falsifying evidence, trying to falsify testimony, to say that I'm doing strange things and, oh, you want to live with me, but you do, that type of thing. My reaction is a perfectly normal one. If you got a cop come looking around your vehicle and you've got people walking up to your counter that reek of marijuana and that come in and head straight for the bathroom and then walk straight out and reek of marijuana, it doesn't take a genius to figure out there's some kind of drug trafficking going on here. Sarah has a drug dealer that drives up and sells her pot right here in the fucking parking lot. And he started calling me on the phone. And I finally told him, you want to know where Sarah is and what her schedule is, you need to call Sarah and ask her. Okay? I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs a day in my life. That's it. There's nothing else to say about it. I don't drink. I'm not a child molester. And having a snitch say something like she just said to me, like Caroline just said to me, in order to say that I behaved strangely, and I told her the reason was because that cop came up there and was looking around my vehicle that night at closing. You know, something was going on. He wouldn't have done that for no reason. You know, he pulled over by the dumpster and got out, and with a flashlight, I was in the office putting away paperwork, and Jake saw him do it. And he came over and knocked on the door and asked, was that my vehicle? And I didn't talk to him, but something was going on. I don't know what it is. I'm not a cop, but I don't want to be involved in it. I want my vehicle involved in it. And if there's cops working narcotics, then they probably know those types of things are going on in this store, especially since Sarah is an official snitch, and she is a dope head. And, you know, I mean, she told me one night that she'd gone out and bought pot from a guy that pulled up, and his name was Justin. So, you know, you don't believe me? I got it on tape, okay? Give me a break. But having people mouth off to me and say inflammatory things to me, like Caroline just did, shows how prejudiced these informants are. Their whole goal is to manufacture evidence against me to portray me as strange in order to say that there's probable cause to be suspicious of me. There is no reason for me to be suspicious. I told her the reason. And why was she asking me about it again today? Why are you hiding your vehicle? She didn't just say it like, gee, what's going on? She said it with anger and hatred in her voice. And there was no reason for that. And on top of that, I'd already told her. And I said, I've already told you. She said, just because a cop came up here? That's no reason. You're going to do strange things? You want to live with me and you're going to do strange things like that? That's not a strange thing to do. You know, people do that. Drug dealers deal drugs in public. I worked in the public school system. I've got 11 years of experience in the field of education. Kids, I had one kid that went to jail for 2 years. He was such a heavy criminal. He told me he got caught with drugs at school, got called to the principal's office, and he had them in his pocket, and they hadn't searched him yet. The principal left the office. He took the drugs out of his pocket and threw them behind the shelf, and the principal came in and searched him. He didn't have any drugs on him. He got off on that charge. Dope dealers will deal drugs in public. They will hide things in public. They will put them in your car. My neighbor, in one of the places I lived, had people driving 15, 16 cars driving up in a day. I looked over out the window one day, saw somebody get out of a car and go up to a disabled vehicle and reach up under the tire wells or something. Okay? So that's what happens, and that's what goes on. That's the real world we live in. That's a perfectly normal, understandable reason not to want to have your vehicle around some place where people are doing or suspiciously behaving. At least Sarah's admitted she's doing drugs, and there's been other people in the store, customers, that have smelled drugs on these people when they come in here. So I'm not being irrational, and that's not a strange reaction. But Sarah and them, they all know this audio monitoring is going on. They're faking the evidence. They're making statements like that, an extremely prejudiced view, to say that I'm strange and doing things that are suspicious. I'm not. I'm not doing anything strange. I have audio and videotape myself when I talk to people about renting. I've audio taped myself and my son 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can prove what my son and I do and don't do. There's no question about that. But this is unbelievable, the ridiculousness of the prejudice here. And you're going to take an affidavit from Caroline and say that she's got probable cause to say that I'm strange, and that if she's not going to rent to me because she thinks, gee, there's something wrong here, right? That's the argument she's trying to make. You want to rent from me? You're going to do that? And the vengeance, she said, that's manufactured evidence. That's manufactured testimony, so she can sign an affidavit to say that she had just cause and just reason to think that I was strange, right? She had no intention of renting to me. It doesn't take a month to call your house insurance company. She's been jerking me around for a month. And I mean, I have been through everybody that's got any place to rent it, you know. And I know I've recorded the phone call today. A cop on the phone with somebody that was going to rent to me that yesterday was ready for me to pay her then. Today called me back, and I mean, completely different tone of voice. Speech was completely different, like she's trying to sound sophisticated. I taped the call with somebody on the phone with her, telling her to do that. Jackass with a badge sitting there questioning me. for 20 minutes till I finally run out of cell phone minutes. Right? I'm being denied housing by some double-O dumbfuck jackass that's trying to say he or she supervises me. Nobody's ever supervised me and my son.